Step 1. Deciding to try Halsten Stride. After dealing with persistent hip discomfort for over a year, particularly at night and during long walks, I began researching non-invasive alternatives to surgery or steroid injections. I came across the Halsten Stride, which claimed to use a targeted red and near-infrared light therapy system to support tendon healing and reduce inflammation. What stood out to me was the idea that I could treat the root cause rather than just masking symptoms with painkillers. The promise of a 90-day money-back guarantee made it feel like a risk-free investment, and the fact that it's FDA cleared for safety gave me some peace of mind before making the purchase. Step 2. First impressions and setup experience. When the Halsten Stride arrived, I was immediately impressed with the packaging and build quality. The device felt solid and professionally made, not cheap or gimmicky. The instructions were straightforward and easy to follow. It only took me about 5 minutes to figure out how to wrap the strap securely around my hip and begin the first session. The light therapy felt warm but not hot, and the device stayed comfortably in place throughout the 20-minute session. I appreciated that it was hands-free so I could read or scroll on my phone while doing the therapy. Step 3. Early results and subtle improvements. During the first 2 weeks, I didn't notice anything dramatic, but I did feel a slight reduction in the aching that usually set in during the evening. By the 3rd week, I found that I could get out of bed with a little more ease and was less reliant on over-the-counter pain relievers. My mobility gradually began to improve, and I was surprised to find that my limp was becoming less noticeable. These changes weren't overnight, but they felt meaningful. The consistent daily use seemed to be slowly resetting my body's healing process. Step 4. Real progress and increased mobility. By week 6, I was genuinely impressed. I was able to walk longer distances without the dull, nagging pain that usually followed. Activities like getting in and out of the car, climbing stairs, or even sleeping on my affected side became much more comfortable. What surprised me most was that the improvements felt stable, like the pain relief wasn't just temporary, but part of a longer-lasting change. I also began using the device every other day instead of daily, and the benefits remained consistent. This gave me confidence that the treatment was doing more than just masking symptoms. Step 5. Noticing long-term effects and consistency. After around 2 months of using the Halsten Stride regularly, I began to recognize that the improvements in my hip pain were not just short-term. What impressed me was the consistency of results. My discomfort didn't return on days I skipped treatment, which suggested that the device was actually supporting healing, not just providing temporary relief. The ability to move more freely and sleep through the night without waking up in pain became my new normal. I also reduced my use of ibuprofen, which was a huge personal win. Step 6. Building it into my routine. At this point, using the Halsten Stride became a natural part of my daily routine. I usually used it in the evening while watching TV or reading, and it never felt like a chore. The automatic shut-off timer made it easy to set and forget. I appreciated that the therapy session didn't disrupt my day and actually gave me a moment to relax. Because of how simple it is to use, I was able to stay consistent without much effort, which I think is one of the biggest reasons I saw long-term results. Step 7. Comparing it to other treatments. Before using the Halsten Stride, I had tried a range of treatments: physical therapy, stretching, heating pads, pain medications, and even cortisone injections. While some of those offered short-term relief, none felt as effective in the long run as this device. Halsten Stride stood out because it didn't just manage symptoms, it seemed to target the underlying tendon issues. The results may not have been immediate, but they felt more permanent and natural. For the first time in over a year, I felt like my body was truly healing. Step 8. Evaluating the investment. Given the cost of the Halsten Stride, I originally hesitated before purchasing. But after nearly 3 months of consistent improvement, I believe it was a worthwhile investment. Considering how much I had already spent on physical therapy appointments and pain management tools, this one-time purchase ended up being more cost-effective over time. The fact that it's non-invasive and reusable also adds long-term value. I now see it as a reliable tool I can turn to whenever I feel discomfort returning, rather than scheduling appointments or relying on medications. Step 9. Recommending it to others. I've recommended the Halsten Stride to several friends and family members who struggle with chronic joint or tendon pain. While I understand every body responds differently, I feel confident sharing my experience because it genuinely made a difference for me. Most importantly, I tell people to be patient and consistent with it. This is not a magic fix in 2 days, but with steady use, it can deliver real, lasting relief. Having the 90-day return window also gives others peace of mind when they decide to try it. After using the Halsten Stride for several months, I've come to see it not just as a tool for recovery, but as an essential part of my long-term wellness strategy. It has helped me reduce pain without relying on medication, improve mobility, and regain confidence in my body. I'm no longer planning my day around avoiding discomfort, which is a significant mental shift. The device quietly became a foundation for better daily living, and I'm grateful I gave it a fair chance. Step 11. Integrating with other health practices. One thing I've learned over time is that Halsten Stride works even better when combined with other healthy habits. I started pairing the treatments with a simple stretching routine and some light walking, which seemed to further support my recovery. The device doesn't replace physical activity or proper posture, but it definitely makes those things more achievable. Instead of feeling stuck in pain, I now feel motivated to keep moving forward with healthier choices, because my body feels capable again. Step 12. Long-term reliability of the device. Now that I've owned the Halsten Stride for several months, I can speak to its durability. The device has held up extremely well with regular use. No issues with overheating, battery life, or function. The materials still feel high quality, and the strap hasn't worn out or lost elasticity. I've had bad experiences in the past with wellness devices that stop working after a short period, but this one has proven reliable. It still performs just as effectively as it did the first week I used it. Step 13. Staying consistent without burnout. One challenge I often face with health products is burnout, starting strong, then losing interest or motivation. But with Halsten Stride, I didn't experience that. It's so easy to use and fit into a quiet part of the day that I never felt overwhelmed by it. That simplicity kept me consistent, and I think that consistency is what made the biggest difference. If a product is too complicated or time-consuming, it's hard to stick with it. But this felt like a sustainable habit from day one. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below.